All right, good. Woo, we're on. We are live.
Hey,
Thomas Lee.
Connor.
Welcome back, sir.
Yes, well, first time in this studio.
Yep.
Very nice, by the way.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. We were just talking about your love of stags. Stag here, stag here, stag here.
Yeah, and we need to get into your clothing.
Yeah.
Because you're fully representing.
Ah, yes, I am on my way to work also, so I'm kind of ready for work. But yes, also representing my brand and the brand that is
Titanium Strength
Titanium. So Titanium Strength Gym's where I work.
Yep.
Titanium Clothing is the separate brand.
So we're separate now.
Separate business. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I have a love for stags. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there.
Yeah.
Listeners at home can't see this necessarily. They're not all on the camera.
Yeah.
Might look a bit strange if it was.
Yeah. But I like it. And I think we've podcasted a few times, haven't we?
We have.
Over them years.
Over the years, yeah.
So I think I was thinking back actually to the first couple we did in my kitchen with terrible lighting, and
did we film those?
We had it on an old school actual video camera.
Did we?
And it was on, and we had to then put it onto the computer and it took hours and hours. And I think we talked about nutrition and fitness in those. But so
we did one in a cafe.
Did one in the cafe? Yeah.
Remember?
Yes. What did we talk about then?
Can't remember.
It's memorable.
It's on YouTube.
It's there.
It's
somewhere.
on YouTube. Yeah.
It's in the ether. Yeah. So happy to be here. It's exciting.
Welcome back, sir.
I was saying also, I'm a listener of this podcast.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I enjoy listening to them, and it's nice because it's familiar voices, but also topics that I'm interested in. So.
Yeah, because I'm going through a series of interviewing different personal trainers or fitness professionals on what they think it takes to be great and successful in whatever ways you want to take that, whether it's in a business sense or in a actually helping the people sort of sense, in actually doing the job well sort of thing. And every personal trainer that I've interviewed so far, you know them.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm going around my good personal trainer friends first before branching out into
absolutely
other people for sure.
And I think that's a good thing, isn't it? Because it's nice to be able to say that you've got friends who are not just friends, but legitimately good at what they do.
Yeah, some I would definitely say are the best, are some of the best in the entire world, and I would put them up against anybody else and say that people are obviously different. No two personal trainers are the same. People work differently and have different maybe principles and methods, etc. But so different, but equally good.
Very good,
I would say.
Absolutely, and it is strange, isn't it, that me, Dave, and Will all started at exactly the same time at the gym. Pretty much.
What do you mean at the same time? What do you mean?
So in the gym group where we met,
Kellam Island, yeah.
Kellam Island, me and Dave were interviewed at the same time, like sort of in the same interview process.
Okay.
So we said that, we've got this guy and this guy. They were only thinking about taking one, but they took us both on. So winner for them.
Had you ever done any personal training before at that point, or were you just fresh in?
That was my first go in the industry.
Yeah, Dave came from Virgin Active, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he came across, yeah. So obviously he had a bit more experience than me, but I wowed them with my charm and happy smile, which let me through the door. So that was my first personal training job.
You are extremely personable. Sorry, that's got a lot of syllables in that word. You are extremely personable, and you're a nice person as well.
Thank you.
That's, in my opinion, why, well, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons that makes you a good coach, is you're actually a nice person and caring and in it for the right reasons. And for me personally, I feel like that sorts out about 80% of all of it.
Yeah, you probably
literally, you know, like the actual training and nutrition knowledge you need to help people is small.
Yeah.
You only need a little bit of knowledge. You need to know a bit about exercise, a bit about calories, a bit about health, a bit about weight management, but only literally a bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's not I'm not saying it's easy stuff to do, but it's simple.
Yes.
So like get a baseline grasp and understanding of.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But then putting that into practice, and it's called personal training. It's about being a person, working with people in a personal way. Yeah. Isn't it? So I feel like that is an excellent thing that's on your side.
Well, I think, you're right. And like, well, I think we've had discussions before, haven't we, about how actually the processes of certain things like exercise, nutrition, and so on are simple. Mm-hmm. But the application of those processes or principles, that's actually where it gets a bit more complicated.
Yeah, I always say it's simple but not easy.
Yeah, perfect. That's a better way of saying that. I just said it. But it's, because I came into the industry just not knowing very much at all. And so the first 2 years, I'd said to myself, listen, just 2 years, learn.
Yeah.
Just watch other personal trainers, speak to the managers of the gym, learn as much as possible, because it's a big industry. So there's many directions that you can then sort of lean your learning towards as you progress as a trainer.
Yeah.
And so for me, the first 2 years at the gym group were, I fell on my feet in terms of being around people like yourself, like Leon, who you've just had in podcast, will come live at some point.
Yeah. It'll be live by the time this one's live.
Ah, sweet. There you go. And then obviously young Will at the time, fresh-eyed but excited, and also got that desire to learn. So being around people who also have that desire and passion to learn, it spurs you on. And then obviously Dave, so he already came with knowledge, so we could talk to Dave and learn things from him. But his social game picked up massively as well, didn't it, in terms of like how he developed his own personal way of doing training and getting clients.
I guess so, yeah.
So it was nice to see him develop at the same time as me developing in other ways. So it was a good little crew, really, to kind of get us all into the industry.
Yeah.
And now we're all at different places, but
still doing the same
all
things,
still
and
doing
still
it.
moving forward.
Exactly, which is rare.
It's very rare. The turnover in the health and fitness industry is crazy, isn't it? I think the average time a personal trainer lasts is like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and I worked in Nuffield Health as well for a good stint, which was a good job.
As their head personal trainer, weren't you?
Senior personal trainers. It's like
Okay.
I don't even know. Yeah, no one really knows what it is. You basically do an extra qualification and then you get paid more than everyone else. So
Sounds fair. Okay then.
But yeah, the number of people coming in and going out is a lot.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
In what way?
Just for the business.
Okay.
So this is I guess we can get on to talk about this, but one of the things I'm excited about in the future of this business is being able to actually shape the industry, not just take part in it and see its faults and be frustrated, but actually do something about it.
Yes.
So that I'm excited by that.
I've said this to Will, Have you ever spoken to Will about the quote-unquote fitness industry? Because he gets really annoyed about all just the bullshit and just all the fakery and everybody who just sucks and just isn't helping people. And he gets quite upset about it, and I've told him to stop. You just have to not think about everybody else's bullshit, and you just have to do better and do it yourself.
Do you?
That's it. You just go forward and do your thing. So I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's and there's no reason for us not to. Like you say, I think we, if you've got ambition and passion for your job, the goal is to keep pushing forward in it and seeing what you can do to help you. Because, like you said, it all stems, doesn't it, mostly from a position of wanting to help people and doing that in a way that you're also interested in. So, some people help people in different ways through different jobs. Our way of helping people is initially through the fitness industry, personal training, and then obviously yourself. That's evolved into nutrition coaching and having your online stuff, which has also been amazing to watch. And so again, being around people like you kind of get that little entrepreneurial buzz and excitement of, well, if Connor can do it, I can do it as well, but in a different way. So yeah, I think, and then I've said to people quite a few times, stuff like you're doing with the Slim Society is the way that we want to be helping people with weight loss problems. So we've had discussions, haven't we, in the past about how the NHS is a little bit handcuffed in terms of how they can help people in terms of time and resources.
Yeah, sure.
And you look at what you're doing, which is affordable because it's a good cost that you can sign up to it, and it works. Like I've sent my friends to you. So this is the thing, is that it's not just, I try and help everyone and keep them close to me. It's like, I'm like, oh, Connor knows more about this, so to be able to help this person more than I can, go to Connor. And and so I've sent a few friends to you over the years.
Yeah.
You've had really good results, amazing results.
Yeah, good. And I do that as well. Like if people come to me for like strength training or even like personal training, I don't really do much of that anymore these days. So I refer to other people, of course. Yeah, it's interesting to see how things evolve, I guess.
It is. It's fascinating. And here we sit in a lovely podcast studio with wonderful chairs.
Yep.
With lots to talk about.
Yeah, because I've not seen you for a while.
Yeah.
I saw you in between one of the lockdowns.
Yep.
We had a little train at your gym, Titanium Strength, didn't we?
We did.
But then everything got shut down again,
Yeah.
didn't it? It's been a crazy time, hasn't it? It's been a crazy time.
Yeah, it's been nuts.
And this is literally just a studio, you know. Like if you see the clock on the wall, it's like it stopped working a long time ago. That's not the time, and it won't be the time.
No.
It's not going to change. No.
No.
And I don't get up there to like move it. I just,
Everyone's like, they always do the podcast at exactly the same time. Wow, how organised is Connor?
yeah, just notice. Yeah, I don't read any of these books or those books. It's not real. None of it's real.
No, I like it though. Makes me feel nice.
Yeah. And things have evolved for you as well, haven't you? So like we were saying about the timeline, is you started working, you started learning, you were at the gym group for a while, then you went to Nuffield Health and sort of ran a team of personal trainers there and helped develop them, which is really good. I think that's an excellent thing for you. Now you've moved to Titanium Strength
Gym, yeah.
haven't you? Titanium Strength, which is located in Sheffield. Whereabouts exactly?
So it's just off City Road. Fitzwalter Road is the road that it's on. And you can come up past Norfolk Park, up Granville Road, turn left onto Fitzwalter Road, wiggle round, and you'll be in there. It's like a little industrial estate.
Yeah.
And so the guy who started that gym is called Phil Roberts. And he started it from scratch.
Yeah.
You know, just literally put all his time, all his energy into that. He used to be a policeman and a competitive strongman.
Yeah.
So he was doing that at the same time, and then put all his eggs in one basket, as it were. Started Titanium Strength Gym, and yeah, he obviously can tell his stories better than I can. But initially, whenever you start a business like that, it's very tough.
Yeah.
And you just gotta go for it. So he put all of his money, all his time into it, and made something of it. And so I kind of came on board, kind of maybe officially came on board in January. Mm-hmm. And so left Nuffield Health and came over. But me and Phil have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple of reasons for me coming on board. The main reason is we're looking to do another gym. And so Titanium Strength Gym is kind of right at capacity now.
In terms of what, you're full with members?
Yes.
Good.
So we have a high gym usage. So I think a lot of gyms count on sleeper members who
That's true.
come every now and then.
Commercial gym, I don't know if commercial gym's the right word. Chain gyms.
Yep.
That's a better word, isn't it? They do.
Yeah.
About half of the people that are signed up to chain gyms generally don't ever go.
Don't rock up, no.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I've paid membership at Exercise for Less.
We've both done that, haven't we?
For ages.
Yeah, just so we could go and use one thing every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So that, but at Titanium, it's the opposite. So pretty much everybody who's a member there comes, because it's got that community feel to it, and
it is a very friendly gym.
Yeah.
Especially for a strength training gym, which from the outside could look like, oh, it's a strongman gym. Oh, it's only for like, I don't know, big scary people. But that's not the case.
No.
The people are nice. The members are really nice. You've got lots of ladies as well.
Yep.
Haven't you? Lots of females who feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
In a very nice environment. It is a strength training gym. Don't
Yes.
get me wrong. You have got bodybuilding and you've got all the equipment. Really.
All strongman equipment, powerlifting, weightlifting.
Yeah, you've got all the standard gym equipment that anybody would recognise normally, or you'd expect in a chain gym or like a standard commercial gym. But then you've also got all fancy and unusual equipment and strongman and
Yes.
loads of different stuff going
So
on.
it is specialist. It's definitely specialist.
Yeah.
But the ethos is that family feel. We want to be a community together.
And this is
helping
one of
each
the
other out.
reasons, like you said, why you're moving, aren't you? You're going to try and expand that.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
what are the plans in this?
So plans for the next thing are, so up on Manor Top there's a old fire station.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be taking that on and refurbing it into a massive gym.
Have all the plans and
All
know,
planning
agreements being
it's
agreed?
just such a nightmare. Like, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
Trying to get the council to do anything has been interesting. But we have got all of our planning permissions.
Right.
Everything is ready. We are actually going to start work in September.
Oh,
So
that's next month.
Yeah. So we will be
Might be this month by the time I
Yeah,
get this podcast
yeah,
out. Oh
it's
my
next
Lord,
week. It's
I've
tomorrow.
got a backlog. Yeah, it might be. Your gym might be open.
Yeah, yeah. So that we start the work on renovating that place.
Wait, yeah, but renovating how? Like, it's a fire station now and you've got to make it into a gym?
It's been empty for 6 years.
How long's that going to take?
A year. So I'm project managing that and working there.
You've got major DIY skills.
Major DIY skills.
I'll give you props. You can DIY things. You will do it yourself.
I will do a lot myself.
You'll do the damn thing.
I'll be there all the time.
You will. You love it though, building things.
Yeah. But also I'll be continuing to do some personal training at Titanium. And
Wait, do you have some clients at Titanium?
have some clients there.
Oh, cool.
And also some sports massage stuff.
You have sports massage stuff there as well, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, good. So you've got a little bits of variation going on. That's nice.
So I can earn a bit of pocket money while I'm working at the other place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so that the goal is to build a gym that's for the community. And we this is what I was saying to you earlier about how we want to kind of change the industry standard, and actually we want to be one of the best gyms in the UK, full stop. And we want to do that by having PTs that work for us.
Do you know what the postcode of the new fire station would be? I just want to look at where it is on the maps.
It doesn't. It's S12, but if you put Pit Lane Post Office, it's basically that's where it is. It's the easiest to find on Google Maps.
I'm on Apple Maps, so let's see.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's got a tower.
Oh, that's not far from where your current gym is.
No, just up the road. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll be able to pull our members across from Titanium.
Yeah, of course.
Close.
That's really quite close to where you are right now, actually. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah.
And it's on a commuter sort of road, so there'll be, I think there's about 40,000 people who drive past it every day.
The trams go near there as well.
Yeah, tram's just on top.
Yeah. So that's excellent news.
Yep. So
that's excellent news.
It's a good location, but also like still in the community that we're already in.
Yep.
So that's great. But yeah, we want good trainers to be able to come and work for us and build a career there. And so, we're looking at, because when you look at other models of how gyms do personal training, and some take sort of a monthly charge, some like Nuffield or Virgin. I think Dave talked about Virgin, how it's like a tier system.
Yep.
You get paid X, Y, and Z to a certain amount of personal training you deliver, and it works out roughly that they take 50% of your personal training earnings.
50.
About that.
That's high.
Over time, yeah, because it starts with really low. So like
50.
Your first 5 or 10 sessions that you deliver, you only get paid like 12 quid or something. Okay. Then the next sessions you deliver after that, you get paid more, and then obviously over a certain amount, you get paid nearly the full amount that you charge. It has some bonuses because you're employed. So I was employed at Nuffield, which means that you get paid holidays and sick leave, and
I think the other commercial gyms do that now anyway.
Yeah, a lot of them are doing that now, aren't they?
They've stopped that zero.
Yeah, because they've got
0 hour contract.
Getting a bit in trouble for that, weren't they?
The government, people were getting upset about things.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, to be honest, but now people who work at the gym group get sick pay and holiday pay and all that kind of stuff as well.
Bro. Yeah.
You've got human rights these days.
Yeah, what? What are you talking about?
You're no longer classed as a gym rat. You're a gym human now.
That's it. But we want genuinely for some of the best trainers in the world to come and work for us, and have space to develop their careers there, and then eventually, branch out. So if they want to branch out, do their own thing, or do something with us, we want to be excited to see people released into their kind of potential, really. So again, not only do we get to help the community by having a good gym that loves people and looks after people, and we genuinely do care about our members, and we do a lot of stuff for mental health awareness, and our clothing brand, we give 10% of all our profits to charity.
Oh, lovely.
Because again, we just want to kind of change a little bit of the standard industry.
Yeah.
And Phil's driving that. He's well into that, and they have a little get together on Sunday afternoons where it's like a let's talk meeting, and it's basically just get together and when you consider who goes to these gyms, you would think these people are the least likely to want to sit and have a chat about life.
Okay.
Turns out that's not the case.
It's incorrect stereotypes.
Yep.
I've trained at all different bodybuilding and strength training gyms all over for many, many years, and people always seem nice.
Yeah.
People always seem nice. I mean, I don't know, maybe Maybe it's because I'm trying to be nice, which I am actively.
Yeah.
But people always seem nice.
Yeah. And so they get together, and it's just an opportunity for us to, again, just like if people have got issues, or we might pick a topic like how to deal with stress or something, and just eat some pizza, bat it around, talk about things. So the heart of the gym is really for the members, which is a great thing to be part of.
That's why you're successful then, isn't it? Because you're in it for the right reasons and you're coming at it from the right angle.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just making this up on the spot now, but I would love when you're all set up and going at your new gym to come and do some nutrition talks for your members.
Yeah.
No charge to like you guys as a business, just like friends on it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely come and do.
Oh, definitely.
I'll say things to anybody, you know me, I don't mind.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll start shouting.
Well, we'll be getting you in to train our staff anyway.
Oh, that's cool.
Because obviously I've done that with you before.
Yeah.
Nuffield Health.
Yeah.
Brought Connor in, and
that worked out well for me.
It was
because
great.
those people who attended that give me referrals.
There you go.
Multiple times.
There you go.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Again, sorry, go on.
No, you go.
I was going to say, fell on my feet with good trainers at Nuffield.
Okay.
There's a couple of those. So Tom and Paige.
Yeah.
Just legit, really good trainers. Again, and probably Tom's passed you a couple of people on, and so on. But yeah, I've always managed to find these good people.
Is there a lady called Helen?
Helen as well.
So is she?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've got clients with like extenuating health circumstances at different points, or goals that they felt that proves they're a good trainer. You're exactly right, because they're thinking, I don't feel like I can do all of this for this person, so I'm going to help on a part of it. Like that lady Helen, I coach. She's the personal trainer. I'm the nutritionist for one of our co-clients.
Perfect.
Lady called Alison, shout out. She's doing excellent.
Well
She's
done,
doing
Alison.
flipping excellent.
Good.
Getting fitter, getting healthier, losing weight, feeling great, doing awesome. Just it's really good that people have the confidence to work with, because sometimes it can feel a bit competition-y. I feel like not to me, but to some personal trainers, it could seem, I'm not sure, maybe like a competition in some way, but it's nice that they want to work together.
Yeah.
I think that's really good.
That's perfect. So yeah, I think going forward with the station gym, again, this is why it's so good to collaborate, isn't it? And
yeah, I'd love to talk to your personal trainers about about what we're talking about today as well, about how to actually be a good personal trainer and how to actually do the business side of it.
100%.
Because I do coach some personal trainers, not many, but I'm coaching 2 personal trainers right now, and I like it. I like it. It's not something that I really get too much of an opportunity to do.
It's rewarding, and it's good because there are things that you maybe wish people had told you.
Yes.
When you started.
Yes.
And having the opportunity to do that for other people and give them that little bit of an extra boost. So I've done it a couple of times as well. But yeah, we'll be doing that. Hopefully we'll have like apprenticeship schemes and stuff in our gym.
Wow.
Because again, one of the things about looking at how you become a personal trainer, to me, there's a bit of a gap. There's like your level 3 qualification, then it's like, all right, cool.
Oh, a bit of a gap. It's the Grand Canyon. The gap.
I was being
the
polite.
biggest gap. There's all the gap. There literally is. There's ways to fill it. There's literally ways to fill it. Like I filled it with Lift of the Bar.
Yes.
Run by Chris Burgess.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of their podcasts.
Is it called The Personal Trainer Podcast?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's quite old now, and I don't think they do it anymore, but I'm sure it's still there online. But he coached me, Martin McDonald as well, other people, on how to actually be a successful coach.
Yeah.
So they're private services that I took it on myself to go and search and seek out.
Yes.
And actually learn from.
So that's someone like yourself who will take initiative and understands that they're going to need help to be successful in the industry.
Oh, I was learning about how to be a successful personal trainer before I'd even done the level 2 or level 3. I did it the other way around.
That's it.
Because I'm not smart, but I'm smart enough to know that I'm not smart enough to just figure it all out. I'm smart enough to know I need help.
Yes,
literally.
Well, that is wisdom, isn't it? So, like, if the more you know,
Because I've screwed a lot of things up.
Well, that's part of learning as well. Like, I look back at some of the stuff I was doing at the beginning of my personal training career, and I'm like, cringe. Oh, why? Why did I say that? Why did I do that? But you've got to be humble enough to change that, and admit that you're wrong on something, or new evidence might come forward. Like we might not have had evidence on something before, And now we have new evidence, and you can go, oh, cool, like this is the way it actually is.
Yeah, this sounds crazy to say, but when I started learning about nutrition, if you said to somebody that if you just managed your calorie intake, you could lose body fat and you didn't have to healthy eat, people would go, what?
What are you
They
talking
were like, no, but clean eating, bro.
Yeah.
No, but clean eating, bro. Just, honestly, when I started learning about nutrition, clean eating was the thing.
Yeah.
Healthy eating was the thing, not calories.
No.
I mean, we've known about calories since 1970, but it wasn't understood to be the overarching variable that it's now understood that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just like, well, if you just eat clean, you'll lose weight. It's like, okay, so is cream clean? Because it's a natural product.
Good question.
So like we could just drink a gallon of cream. Is that okay?
Depends who you ask. If you ask Netflix documentaries these days, they'll get really upset about
let's
cream.
not get started
They'll
on
get
Netflix
real
documentaries.
upset about cream. Won't they?
It's like cream. Yeah,
Won't they?
there's a lot of outrage out there. There's a lot of outrage. But yeah, I think, like we were saying, like apprenticeship schemes would just be wonderful. Because I would have loved that. If I could have like joined a gym and they say, listen, this is your job for now, X, Y, and Z, very simple. You currently have no qualifications, no experience. We're going to take you all the way through. So you've got expert coaches around you who you can watch and learn from.
Yeah.
You've got management that's interested in you and in your career progression.
Yeah.
And there's multiple, like we talked about, multiple ways you can go.
If you've got better, it's in your interest as well, because if you've got better trainers with lower staff turnover, you'll have happier members, you'll have happier staff, happier clients, your business will run smoother, you're not always having to hire new people and mess about.
Exactly.
I completely agree.
Yeah, and we also want to open up opportunities for people to come into this industry, who might not have opportunities elsewhere. And so that, again, in the area that we're in, that's something I'm very excited to do and see young people coming through. And again, like I'm happy for them to come and get trained and leave. That's all right. We don't want to hang on to people and be greedy, as it were. But like you say,
no, but if you provide
around.
a good service and a good base for them to run their business, they'll want to stay anyway. Unless like me, they switch to a different area of the industry. Like I switched out of personal training to nutrition. Then that's nothing on the gym or nothing on anything. People just move on in things in life, don't they? So you can't help that. But you never know what could happen, do you? You never know what could happen.
When did you have that little switch in your head to go from I want to be a personal trainer to actually I love nutrition and I want to be a nutrition coach? When was it like a process, or did you have like a bit of a sit down and think, actually, this is where I want my career path to
go? Probably both. It was like a series of things that happened. Because I started off being interested mostly in the exercise, because for myself, while I did have some fat loss goals and health eating goals, of course, like people do, for my personal goals was more along the muscle building side. So I got into the industry thinking more about the exercise and more about the muscle building and more about the fitness side of things, not the nutrition side of things. But when I actually started coaching people, I found it quite unfulfilling. Like I'd just work with somebody and then after like 6 months, their biceps would just be a little bit bigger. And it's just kind of boring. I mean, yeah, it's nice to work with people and I like seeing people make progression, but it just didn't really feel fulfilling. But the first time a lady lost 10 stone and then started crying, thanking me for what we'd done together and how her life had changed, I was getting goosebumps and thinking, oh my God, this did something. I got a feeling from that I actually got fulfillment. And I can see that I've actually done something that's really good in somebody's life. So that was the main reason I started switching over to nutrition, because I'm in the industry more to help people. How I actually help them is less important to me. I don't really care whether we're in the gym, whether we're at home. I have some clients who I do stretching and talking sessions with them. So we talk about the nutrition and how they're feeling and how it's going while we stretch. I have some people we do talk and walk. So I go for a walk, they go for a walk, helps with headphones on.
Okay.
Like I've got one lady in Scotland, she goes walk, I go walk. Yeah. We both get the step count up. We talk about the nutrition, how's it gone for this week? What's the plan next week? Successes and struggles. So we're planning, we're talking, but she's also doing step counting. I have some people in person. I have, I don't really care. It's not the actual tool of it that's very interesting to me. It's how can I help people the most and make the biggest difference to them. And the nutrition was just it. It's just way more effective than the exercise overall for helping people make lifestyle changes. And
lifestyle changes.
For seeing people change. So that's why I started blending over to nutrition. Another part of it was to try and get more personal training clients at the gym group Kellam Island. I started giving nutritional talks at the gym. I started putting on free seminars every weekend and trying to just get members just to come listen to me, not with a sales pitch, but I'll just help you for free. And, just to see if it generated any interest. And I found I actually really liked it. I got a buzz off it. I'd like prepare for it. And I'm in the morning thinking, oh my God, I've got to go give this speech to all these people in a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready. And then I give the speech and then I'm buzzed up afterwards. And then I did get clients off it and people loved it. And people were like, that was a great speech. I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
So at that point, I started to realize that I liked the talking part of it more than the actual teaching people how to exercise.
Yeah.
I still like that.
Yes.
I have some personal training clients. I have about 2 sessions a day online, and I like that. It's just a little bit for me, just helping people with some basics, just some basic exercise stuff, just a couple of hours per day, splits my day up. I get some nice one-to-one time with people. So I do enjoy the exercise part of it. But really, I enjoy this. I enjoy sitting down, chatting to somebody, what's going on in your head, what's going on in your life, what can we do about it? Can we create some positivity somewhere? And then somebody leaving that conversation feeling great and having a plan and saying, oh, thank you, that was really helpful actually. I liked that more of it. So that's when I started blending over or thinking, I should do more chatting and less bicep curling because it helped. I like it more, and other people also seem to like it as well. Another part of it was I could just see no long-term longevity in personal training for me. I couldn't see that I could do it forever. I could do it for a while, but I found it really difficult. Really difficult. Some people find it easy, like Emma Stewart, who we mentioned before we started the podcast. She's going to come on and do one of these interviews in a couple of weeks. She finds it easier than me. She does better than I did. She has more clients than I did. She has more sessions. She just, I don't know, finds it easier than I did. I found it very stressful and very difficult and very tiring. And it was really putting a lot of pressure on my life to just keep it all going and keep it moving, just working one-on-one with that many people. So this is why I started talking to my business coaches like Chris Burgess and Martin McDonald and thinking, I need a way to help more people because that's my goal. It's not how am I helping them, it's who am I helping and how many. Another thing with the personal training is I fully booked it out within like 2 years. So then after another 2 years of still being fully booked, it was kind of just stagnant. I couldn't actually move forward anymore. So I could see that it was very hard for me and it was a lot of work, but I wasn't actually helping that many people. 30 sessions a week was about my max, maybe 35. That's really hard if I was going to do 35 a week. And on top of everything else that goes along with just doing it, it's not 35 hours. It was more like 50 or 60 hours. It was a lot to do. I thought I need a way to help more people because 30 sessions a week is only like 20 clients because some people come once a week, some people come twice a week. So I've only got 20 clients and how long am I helping each person for? 6 months to a year? I'm helping 20 to 30 people a year? I'm trying to change the world, Tom. And I'm not going to do it 20 to 30 people at a time. It's not going to happen. So I started thinking, right, I need a way that's easier for me and easier for the client. Because another thing that would happen as well is a lot of my clients would be weight loss clients and we'd be in the gym chatting and they'd be doing some shoulder press, but they're using like 4 kilograms. They're doing 4 kilos overhead. And I'm not saying it's not good because it's good, but the effectiveness that's having versus when I'm talking to them about the food and the mindset and the nutrition and the psychology, and then they're going away and putting that into practice and then losing weight and then feeling better. The 4s is not doing much. It's like, for my clients with my goal, for the goals that they were coming, big weight loss goals sometimes, people who need to lose 15 stone. I think, why are we in the gym? Why am I here? Why have I brought you down? You've had to pay for parking, you've had to drive all the way here, you're having to pay for a gym membership. We do a couple of 4s and we mostly chat. We mostly chat. Some people get like 6 sets done in an hour. What did it do? I'm thinking we can make this easier. I can make this easier for me. I can help more people faster. I can make it cheaper as well, because another thing about personal training was it's quite expensive. My service is quite expensive. I'm not going to lie, it's world-class service. If you hired me as a personal trainer, you flipping lucked out because I put a lot of effort into all my clients. I would follow up. I still do it with my one-to-one clients today. If you're my one-to-one personal training client, I follow up with every single person every single day. Every single day, you'll get a message from me that it might even just say, hey, hope you're well, or eat well today, full stop. Just a reminder. I'm just going to ping you, just because.
Just a little nudge.
Yeah, just because. Even if you don't reply, I don't give a shit. You won't deter me.
I saw you read it.
I'll ping you again tomorrow. I'll ping you again. Eat healthy today. Every day, even if you don't reply, I don't care. I'll just ping you just so you can't forget. Just because I'm trying to do every single thing I can for every single person, literally. Maybe that's why I found it so hard. Because I was invested in all the clients. But it was expensive. And I don't want to only help rich people. Sometimes people would come to me and say, that sounds really freaking good, but I actually can't afford it. And sometimes they're not lying. Because if they want 2 sessions a week, it might be 200 quid a month. Some people only make like 1,000 or 1.2. That's a chunk.
It's a chunk.
That's a chunk, isn't it? And if you've not got savings, a lot of people don't have savings. So I'm thinking, that makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad. I'm not trying to feel bad. I'm trying to help people. It makes me feel bad. So I thought I need a cheaper, easier way for me, I need to help more people.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what can I do? I thought about semi-private personal training. I went down to London, did a few like group, semi-private personal training courses, started planning for it, and I thought, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. And then Chris Burgess, who was coaching me and left the bar, he obviously has an online program.
Yep.
Guess how much it costs? It's £36 a month. Guess how much mine is? £36 a month. Guess how it's run through Facebook? Guess how mine's run through Facebook? I thought, wait a minute. Why am I asking him what I should do? Why don't I just do what he's doing? He's helping me in this way online and it's working. But he helps personal trainers, so why don't I'll just do that. I don't want to do, I thought, I don't want to do what he's necessarily telling me to do. I'm going to do what he's doing. I'm going to skip that step and I'm going to do you, but me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a fat loss version, a weight management version of what he's got.
Yeah.
And I did. And I told him, and he said, good. And it worked.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it worked.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly. So anyway, sorry, that was a long speech, but I did it for my own enjoyment. I did it to help people better. I did it because it is kind of my preference. I never get bored of learning or talking about nutrition. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just never get bored of it. It's a way for me to have more freedom and help more people. I help people all across the world every day.
Yeah. And this goes back to, doesn't it, like this whole thing of having a passion for what you're doing, but also having a desire to do it better than it's been done.
Yeah.
And I think that's key for us going forward in the industry as personal trainers, as fitness professionals, if you want to call us that, nutritionist experts, whatever label we get.
Yeah.
It's encouraging. Again, that's why I asked the question, because we should hear stories like yours and stories like this and stories like mine that are people who are looking to progress in the industry and improve it.
Yeah.
So that it does change. Because, going forward for the Western world, a lot of the health issues that we do have are going to need to start leaning on fitness professionals.
It's true.
And so, I even think there's space for a new type of qualification for fitness for personal trainers.
In what way?
More like a nursing degree. So if you look at like a nurse, obviously they do 3 years and then they do some experience. And part of that 3 years is on the job. So it's kind of like apprentice and learning, but it's intense learning. Because me and you, we are passionate about the industry, so we've put our own money, our own time, our own effort to learn more and to keep seeking that knowledge, like you with nutrition. For me, I've gone down the other route, more into the sort of physical side of things. So with looking at sports massage and looking at strength and conditioning stuff to work with athletes. So that's just different.
And also business and project management on your
business
side.
project management, exactly. So, all these things I've had to learn myself. I'm currently teaching myself an entirely different career.
Yes.
To be a project manager of a large commercial gym refurbishment.
Yes.
You would normally have to pay someone about £40,000 to do the job that I'm about to do.
Probably.
And so, but I'm going to learn it and do it myself.
Good.
So there's this thing of like what we're doing, which is we're doing it ourselves. So I think there's space. Again, I don't know how this would ever come. If you had some sort of more like a degree, then I think the medical services and the NHS and doctors would be a lot happier to refer people.
I understand exactly what you mean.
us.
Yeah. So you mean like exercise referral is level 4, but you mean way better and
Way better.
way more intense. When you said nursing at first, I thought, what do you mean? But you just mean like an equivalent style qualification. I thought you meant like personal trainers need to like be more like nurses.
Oh no!
And I thought at first I was thinking this is interesting. Where are you going to go with this? But I get it now.
Yeah.
I understand. And some people are trying to develop things like that. Like again, not to harp on about the same thing, but Chris Burgess from Lift the Bar, they've now got a year-long level 3 personal training qualification, which I've never done it.
Yeah.
But from what they taught me all the right things. Literally, even now, I can look back and think, God, that was lucky or good that I chose them. Because even now, I look back at the principles they taught me and think, perfect.
Yeah.
Because Chris Burgess taught me, the main thing he taught me was just help people. Literally, just if you just. Yeah, but what about sales? Yeah, but how do you run this? Yeah, but just help people as good as you can, and the rest of it will just steadily, coming at it from the right angle, right from the start. I think, God, that's good. But they've now got a full, more hardcore, better version of level 3. So these things are, because other people are realizing the same thing, you're exactly right with what you say.
Yeah.
That's not a 3-year NHS integrated direct exercise referral thing, but other people are thinking the same as you, that the gap from level 3 to doing the job,
and the potential future of the business, of the industry.
You're Gordon Levitt in The Wire,
Yeah.
aren't you? Trying to get from level 3 to personal training
Oh,
business.
it's no
You're walking
good.
between the Twin Towers with a long stick.
No. And I would, if I was a doctor, I wouldn't want to send a patient to a level 3 qualified personal trainer that I didn't know. I just feel there's that gap's
That's
too
so
big.
true.
It's
That's
too
so
big.
true.
I mean, obviously, we both know doctors, and we've had them send people to us
Correct.
because they trust us and they see that we actually are knowledgeable and we can help people.
Yeah.
But that's through relationship.
Yeah.
If it's going to be through, like in the future, not through relation, but through referral, like, this guy has a gym and he has 3 trainers that have done this qualification.
Yeah.
This is an incredibly well-trusted qualification. Now we can start referring our patients to these people, and that would be amazing to see. Some sort of like a little bit more of an industry standard in terms of people coming in.
And the NHS agree as well, because they are ramping up who they will refer out to.
Yep.
It used to be for weight management, Slimming World only, literally. But now they're steadily realising that they can't do it on their own. Now, if you go on the NHS website, there's a list of about 12 different businesses that they recommend. And one's like an adults amateur football club, like, or not a club, but like a league where there's different clubs. Like to try and get people, if you want to be more active, we recommend you join this, it's nice.
Yeah.
If you want to, they've got an online weight management program. If you want to do some online weight loss, you can do this. We think it's good. We've checked it out. So they're starting.
That's good.
I've had conversations about them, about my program with the NHS as well, but we couldn't come to a deal.
Right.
So I decided
just leave it for now.
We couldn't come to an amicable deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think, because one of my friends, he's a doctor, he works in, so he's a GP, but he also oversees a lot of the mental health organising for the UK. So quite a big job. But he says a lot of what they're doing now is steering towards wellness. So, so rather than just treatment for mental health, be whatever that might be, like through medicine or through, sort of counselling or whatever it is, they're actually now really driving towards a big picture of physical activity and all the rest of it. Yeah. So that was really interesting to talk to him about that as well. It seems
it's the correct approach, though.
Moves are being made.
Yeah. People realise it just takes ages, especially at the NHS level.
Yeah.
Because they've got every plate.
Yeah.
They're spinning all the plates at once. They've got every plate.
Yeah.
And with everybody's problems balanced on top of everyone. Yeah. At the same time, can you imagine? It must be unholy.
It's nuts.
It must be unholy.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you said earlier in this conversation, that yes, I offer a higher level of like support and service than they do, but I only have one plate.
Yes.
I only worry about calories, and I only worry about the people's calories who directly come to me and ask me to worry about their calories.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I've only got a T plate.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I can really focus on it, whereas they've got everything.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. Everything. And they do a great job. I think, the NHS is amazing.
Hell yeah, it must be one of the best health services in the entire world. It must be.
Yeah. It's just, they've run into this big problem of obesity and all the health effects.
The government struggled. It's not even the NHS. The government struggled to tackle it. Like government initiatives don't usually go well. They often get a lot of backlash. Like, do you remember like the obesity is cancer billboards?
Yeah, yep.
People just kick off.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, is that the right way to go about it? I mean, I don't stand in the street with a billboard that says obesity causes cancer.
Come see me.
Fucking hell. There's no way. But, so are they doing the right moves? I don't know. But, they struggle with it in general, don't they?
And again, like, government aren't necessarily the right people to be making that call on what's good for fitness and wellness, because they haven't got a clue. And unfortunately, a lot of our government employees are not necessarily in the best shape in the world.
They're just normal people, that's why.
a little bit
like the
overweight.
government, people are like, oh, it's sinister. They're normal people that work for the government.
So you're not into conspiracy theories then?
I'm into some conspiracy theories.
That's it.
No, I'm not.
Different podcast.
I'm not kidding. I'm into some conspiracy
Yeah, no,
theories.
I
Some
hear you.
conspiracy theories are real, though.
Oh yeah, no,
Some,
yeah,
some. There's literally a list of ones that people have gone what, and it's been and it's turned out to be true.
yes.
There's a list of them, and it's fascinating. But anyway,
Talk about that
a lot of people who work for the quote-unquote government live and work in Sheffield. Mm-hmm. Like my sister used to work for the immigration office or whatever it's called. You know, just normal people as well, just normal people.
Yep, just trying to get the job done.
And the more government tries to, depending on which way they go about it, help quote unquote the country with obesity, it can also come across in the wrong way as like reducing freedom. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like they've done with cigs.
Yep.
Like with cigarettes, they have taken them off the shelves behind a thing.
Yeah.
They were behind the counter. Then they put a shield in front of the counter so you can't actually see them unless you ask to see them. And then they made all the packages bland.
Yeah.
So that none of them were exciting to look at or attractive, and they weren't allowed to put pictures on. Then they wrote on the front of them, "This will give you lung cancer."
Yeah.
And they also put pictures of cancerous lungs on it.
On it, yeah.
You know, and there's been talks of doing this with junk food.
Yeah.
I read the government's proposals for what they're going to do with nutrition, and one of the proposals is to make all junk food bland packaging.
Right.
You know, to like reduce its attractiveness and stuff like this. And I don't know which ones of these will work and which ones don't. They probably don't know. But you can see that each one it removes people's choice or freedom just a little bit. You know, if they put these clamps on, we say you're not allowed that.
Yeah.
It's better if people make their own educated and sovereign choice decisions on, I can have that, but for my health, I don't want to. But it's nice to have the freedom. The more we have the government coming down on us saying, we say you can't do this because... It might help, but it's also...
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it? Yeah.
It is weird because things that are already a freedom, when they start to become not a freedom, that obviously causes more outrage, like cigarettes. So, you know, obviously for years, you've been able to buy cigarettes and you can do whatever you want. Obviously, the more we learnt about that and saw the consequences of that, probably the right decision from the off was we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Because we're just killing loads of people.
Smoking's definitely bad, no one disagrees.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we probably shouldn't be doing that. And so you look at other drugs that are not available for public consumption for appropriate reasons, that actually it's not necessarily going to do you much good for your health. And you know, it's those
Talking about hard drugs and stuff.
Well, it could be like what we call hard drugs, but drugs we don't even know about. You know, just like that can melt your skin off, and acids and stuff that you shouldn't be able to buy as the general public.
Okay.
Only like industrial units melting metal or whatever should be able to buy.
Chemicals in general.
Yeah, stuff like that. You don't really want the general public to be able to buy that.
Okay.
Because if they spill
Some
that...
restrictions and rules are definitely good, I agree.
Really good, yeah. So it's this hard discussion, isn't it? Because...
It's like why we have restrictions on guns.
Yeah.
It's like a similar thing.
Similar thing. It's like,
sometimes it's for your protection.
Exactly. And so... But it's not an easy...
And you know when we're talking about the cigarettes as well, it's a true statistic that obesity kills more people in this country than smoking.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And it's because less people smoke and more people eat more. Legit.
Was it kills more people or was it causes more cancer?
I think it kills more people.
Kills more people.
I think there's more deaths from obesity-related issues, like heart disease, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, high cholesterol. Take all of it into account. All of it kills more people than smoking these days. And yes, less people smoke. That is the reason. It's not that flipping food's worse for you than smoking. If you equal food and cigs, the cigs.
Or being obese is worse for you than smoking. That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that one would be. I guess it depends how much you smoke. It depends on your genetics, because some people smoke a pack a day and live till they're 90.
Yeah.
Some people die from second-hand smoke. Somebody else smokes near you and you go down.
Yeah, it's like, my genes are rubbish.
So it's, honestly.
Whatever that resilience gene is, I can't remember what it's called. Do you know what it's called?
Which what?
It's like a, what's it called? It's like a resilience gene. That's why you have like 95-year-old women who like smoke 700 cigarettes and just, I'm fine. And like no joint problems and can like do whatever they want to do. It's obviously it's genetics. I can't remember. There's a certain gene.
Some of it's genetics, isn't it?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a hard conversation to have, isn't it? But like you say, I think if we educate well, which obviously they're doing now around smoking a lot more. So they have educated young people, because actually amongst a lot of young people now there isn't a desire to smoke cigarettes. Not like there was.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say.
And I
I mean, I don't know, but that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, and part of that is, I think, through knowing what it does to you.
Yeah.
But also, if you think about
Yeah.
it, like when I was at school, I'm a little bit older than you, like going to the gym or exercising as a young teenager wasn't a thing. You just did your like sport.
Okay.
Or I was a skater or something like that. And I never really heard of anyone going to the gym.
Yeah.
Now it's really common for younger teenagers to talk about the gym.
Very common.
Talk about exercise.
It's a good thing.
And it's a good thing. It has some negative connotations because obviously it can get a little bit linked into body image and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, you could look at it from. Yeah, I guess nothing's risk.
Nothing's always perfect, is it? No.
We couldn't have an argument that people exercising is worse than people not exercising, even with the body image thing. It's got to be positive overall.
But if their exercise is in a sport, in a team environment with accountability, is that better than exercising in a gym where the focus is on aesthetic?
For kids, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So exercise is appropriate and good always. The context of that exercise could have better or worse.
Definitely agreed.
Things for children, as it were.
Depends why you're doing it again.
Yeah,
I guess,
exactly.
doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So, but again, coming to a gym. If you came to titanium strength gym as a teenager, what a wonderful environment to step into. You've got incredibly experienced lifters there who've been doing it for a long time, but you've also got loads of different types of people, which I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like you're going to be around older people as well, which is actually quite good for teenagers, is to hang around with people who have been around a little bit longer and hear them talk about life. And then you go, oh, right, okay. And so it actually can be a really great place for teenagers to be as well in gyms and around older people and people who are friendly and so on, especially at Titanium Gym. We help out all of our teenagers and sort of help them come out of their shell a little bit and just talk to other people. It's good life lessons, good life skills. But yeah, I think we've gone kind of slightly into NHS and...
yeah, it's okay. I'm going to ask you my personal training question soon, if that's okay. But I think first we need to agree, I'm going to put you on the spot, that when your new Titanium Gym opens, is it going to be called the same?
The Station Gym, which is still TSG. So Titanium
No
Strength
way.
Gym, the Station Gym.
It's going to be called the Station Gym,
Yep.
but you get to keep the same initials.
TSG.
That's cool. I like that. That's funny.
A happy accident.
That's nice. So it's going to be called the Station Gym.
Yes.
That's nice. I like that. It sounds more inviting for regular people than Titanium Strength. That sounds like a powerlifting gym, which it is. And it has stereotypically been in the past, even if it is phasing out of that.
Yep.
But the rebranding, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But what about all your cool logos and clothing?
So that will remain. So the clothing brand
Will that stay Titanium?
is going to be Titanium Clothing.
Okay, so it's not going to be station clothing, but it makes sense.
We'll have some that is like
The station's
got on it. Yeah,
t-shirt,
you can buy it. So you can be part of the crew.
logo, yeah.
But
you're going to keep the Titanium.
The Titanium brand will be its own thing.
Yeah.
And we're looking to, again, take that away from the strength.
Yeah.
Sort of just to the strength aspect of it.
Yeah.
And branch out into all areas of fitness.
I need one of those stag t-shirts.
Yes, definitely. We have lots of different varieties out there if you want to go on our...
And they're actually nice. And the ladies' varieties are very nice.
Very good.
Because it's not like a stereotypical... It's like if you like gym stuff, that's what it is, yeah. But it's not like, I was going to say manly. But it's nice ladies' clothes.
Yes.
It's cool.
The lady who's managing Titanium Clothing is a lady. So,
is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I just said a lady who's managing it is a lady. She's a lady.
Yeah.
So obviously she's got... And she's a gym user.
Yeah.
And just
now
into
it makes sense why it's good.
Yes.
Okay.
So we get to help design the male clothing and what we like and what we like to use. What works well in the gym as well.
Yeah.
We want it to be functional.
Types of material and also fit.
Yeah.
People like different styles as well. Some people like them a bit more loose. Some people like it a bit tighter.
So we've got like basketball style clothing. We've got more sort of tight fitting clothing, depending on what you want, what you feel comfortable in.
Have you got a range online that can be viewed?
Yeah, Titanium Clothing.
Send me a link after this and I'll put it in the description
Will do.
of everywhere that this goes, just in case people are interested in it.
Absolutely.
I think it's great.
And we make all the clothes ourselves.
Yeah.
So you can customize and look for different vinyl types, different colors.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of variety in there. So yeah, get in touch and we can hook you up.
Legit. That sounds great.
And we'll definitely get you a t-shirt on with a stag on it. Do you want a gold stag? Or silver? Shiny?
Both. both.
A shiny gold stag.
Go for it. Whatever you think is best. Go for it. I will not proclaim to be a stylish man. I don't understand fashion. I'm not a fashionista.
Yeah. Well, I was like, my missus likes watching fashion television programs, and I kind of I've been married for 12 years, so I've like got a decent amount of experience from watching these programs now. So, like, I find myself actually being an accidental expert in female fashion. Because there was this one program called, I can't remember, what was it called? Gok, can't remember his name. Anyway, Gok Kwan. Is it Gok Kwan?
I think so.
Yeah. So he did a program where they had like a high street version of something and a high end version of something, and they do a catwalk where he'd got on all the high street stuff, and then this person got this really expensive version in high fashion. They both went down the up and down, and then people had to vote on what they liked the best. And so it was like competition between that and that. Obviously, watching the program, they don't tell you which is which when you're watching the catwalk, so you can guess along with them. This kid, I could guess high fashion every time. I was like, that's high fashion.
Funny.
And Ellen was like, you're actually really good at this. And I'm like, I've watched a lot of these programs with you over the years. And I can't help but learn this stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's actually paid off because now I'm doing a clothing brand. So
oh, great.
Who knew? Over those years ago, it's all paid off.
That's great. That's great. Can I ask you my series of personal training questions?
Please do, yes.
All right. So the first, and these are going to be quite broad, so we'll just go for it. The first question, I guess, would be, why do you think there's such a variance in the skill levels of... And it's not only personal trainers, it's also nutritionists. Most of them are awful. Most are literally awful. And it's the same with physiotherapists. Most of them are awful. I'll call them all out. Most of you are awful. You need to do better, literally. Chiropractors, mostly awful.
Yep.
Do better, please.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely.
But in terms of personal training, because that's our area more, what's going on? What's going on?
The skill gap.
Yeah, why are some people great, but most people are just not?
Yeah. For me, it comes back to an earlier point of a passion to help. I know we keep going over this, but it is the kind of cornerstone of personal training. Secondary to that is a passion to learn. And so if you're coming into the industry just because you enjoy exercising and you think, oh, I'll do that for a job.
Yes.
Not going to work.
No, this is like, if I liked cars and driving fast cars, I'm like, I love cars. Cars are flipping great. I like Top Gear and I like car shows.
Yeah.
So I'm going to become a driving instructor.
Yeah.
You liking fast cars or doing your exercise is not the same as sitting next to somebody in a Clio while they stall 6 times an hour.
It's just not going to work.
Or while you try and teach someone to do a Romanian deadlift for like 3 weeks.
No.
You know?
Exactly. So and so skill gap is an interesting one because we all have a big skill gap at the start in personal training. I definitely did. Like I needed to learn everything, but I also needed to work. So unfortunately, some of my earlier clients didn't necessarily get the best service. They got all of my best effort.
Yeah.
And we had great relationships. And like you say, that is 80% of training anyway, is that they just wanted to do well and do what I said because we get along and it made sense. But then obviously that skill gap closed in over time. So you need to want that to happen. But also what's interesting on the journey, that's why I asked you that question earlier, is be open to the fact that you might change your mind about what you want your skill base to be in. Because if you don't chase after what you end up enjoying, you're going to get stuck in a corner. And so, me and you, thankfully, we've gone after the areas that we really enjoy working in and began to chase after that skill base. So not only, and again, for me, one of my natural things coming into PT was I can just read people. I can tell different personality types very quickly, how to talk differently to people as well, to be able to engage them and make them feel listened to and appreciated. And there's lots of different types of personalities out there. So having that skill was helpful. And then the skill kind of caught up to that. So I was able to talk to people off the bat right away. I was a bit older as well coming into the industry, so I've got a little bit of more life experience. So I was able to talk to people, I guess, a little bit more confidently. And if you're a teenager coming into this, it's a bit like, well, not everyone, but some people. Like Will doesn't seem to have that problem. He just talked to anybody when he came into the industry. So skill gap is important. I think this is, sometimes we get lost a little bit. It's not that we're saying just be good with people, actually know what you're doing as well. So this is something I appreciate about yourself, is that you're genuinely after knowledge, but you're not just going to blah knowledge on people, because you also know people skill. So there's this, it's just like when let's say if I'm working with someone who's got an injury and they've come from a physiotherapist, they've said, we've got this and this is the problem. Because I've broadened my skill base to know enough anatomy and recovery principles from the sports massage and therapy type stuff, and the strength and conditioning, how to work things so that you can go against injury, or when you're past injury to strengthen a certain area so you don't have that recurring injury. I have all that knowledge base behind me to now be able to help this person way better. And then the exercises I'm giving them and the way we can just watch them move, over years of watching people move, you can just see issues. And so if I don't have that skill base, I can't help that person as well. As nice as I am, or as good friends we are, they're not going to get a great service unless I have that wealth of knowledge.
So let's talk about how to acquire that wealth of knowledge then. I can think of 3 main ways.
Yeah, okay, let's hear your 3.
Okay, I was expecting you to go, but okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we've mentioned, maybe it's just because we've already mentioned them, I feel like we've mentioned them all. One is you can get mentorship.
Yes.
That's what I did. I literally thought, I'm going to go online and I'm going to find who the best personal trainer is in my opinion, or personal training coach person, and I'm going to learn from them. That's how I found Chris Burgess. Because I listened to loads of different podcasts, websites, interviews, YouTube, this, that, the other thing. Then when he spoke, I thought, this guy sounds right to me. This guy makes sense. He seems like he knows what the real game is and the real deal.
Yeah.
Seems honest as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to go for this guy. So I think getting mentorship
Yes.
would be one. I think another one that you mentioned earlier, which I see this go positive and negative, is being around other personal trainers. Like you said, I think that's really good. That's kind of what happened to Will as well, because he was so young when he came to the gym that he wasn't actually allowed to even do personal training.
No.
So Leon got him and said, hey, this is Connor, you follow him around for a year. So Will just followed me around for a year, just observing. It's nice, it's a good thing to do. But I've seen it go the other way. I'm coaching a personal trainer now who hangs around other personal trainers at his gym who are god-awful, and he picks up bad habits.
Yeah.
Bad habits. Literally, and starts doing the wrong things because the other personal trainers are doing the wrong things. Coaching clients in the wrong ways and coming at things from the wrong angle. And I'm just thinking, what's going on here? And I just know it's because he's just hanging around with the wrong people. So getting the wrong ideas. So I think you can get mentorship from a professional, or you can find other good personal trainers and hang around them. That also helps. I also think there's more standard learning. There's like books and internet and stuff like that. There are good books on personal training these days. Like there's Ignite the Fire 2.0. Perfect book. Book of perfection for personal training. Literally, it basically just lays out what you need to do. Just like straight up. More like to the business side of things than the coaching side. Than like the nutrition and training side of things. But spot on, literally. And there's websites and other places you can go, isn't there? If you find good professionals who are doing well and you want to be like and do what they do, that also helps. Any more from you? I suppose there's courses as well.
Courses,
There's, I think, like for nutrition, I'll shout out Mac Nutrition that I did with Martin McDonald. Flipping amazing. Really amazing.
Good. And all of this comes at a cost. It's going to cost you time
or money,
effort, money. But you're investing in your future. To be successful. It's interesting. Let's talk about some of the, because when you were saying some of the stuff, there's characteristics that come along with those things that you've just mentioned. So getting a mentor or being around other personal trainers and learning from them takes a couple of different characteristics that you need to lean into. So as a PT, you want to be teachable. I think this is a hugely important one, is that a lot of PTs come into the industry thinking they know it all. And then just getting stuck and giving up. It's like, it just wasn't for me. This gym was rubbish or whatever. It's like, no, it was you. You were the problem. and so, being teachable, which is also being humble, isn't it? and so on.
Being willing to learn.
Is a willingness to learn. That means when you do get your mentorship, or it means you will get mentorship. That's the thing, is that we've all seen the PTs that come in and they might be in really good nick themselves. Brilliant. You've obviously put some hard work into looking in good shape. Excellent. That's a good and an important thing as well, to show that you are doing what you're saying. But at the end of the day, if they come in and think, oh, I'm just gonna smash this and I don't need any help, it's not gonna work.
No.
And so that
it's running a business at the end of the day.
Yeah. So that
if you start any business and think, I'm just going to smash this, I don't need any help. It's not going to go well.
It's not going to go well.
No, come on. No. You've got to have confidence.
Yeah.
There's levels.
Yeah. And you've got to have, like, another characteristic that come along with some of the stuff you're saying is having a bit of I don't know what the right word for it is, but a bit of a backbone to be able to fail and pick yourself up and try again, and not just give up, but keep working hard. A good work ethic, I suppose, is the right way.
That's an important thing as well. Sorry to interject slightly, but having your own self-created or self-imposed work ethic is very important, because personal training is largely a self-employed thing.
Absolutely.
Where nobody tells you to get up and go anywhere or do anything or go talk to people or go get clients or help your clients or follow up with your clients or turn up for your anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
I'd have huge frustration with people coming and asking me at Nuffield, new personal trainers we take on would be, initially I'd sit down with them and I'd go through loads of stuff and just help them as much as I can, get set up, get ready, this is what it's going to be like, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. Do that. Then they might come a couple of days later, oh, I'm just struggling with this, like what can I do to get new clients? And it seems the same question. It's like, okay, well, let's go through some of this stuff again. A couple of weeks go by, still not a very good client base. Sit down, oh, yeah, Tom, I'm just struggling. What do you do to get clients? It's like, okay, we've gone back to the same question now 3 times. The answer's not going to change. What are you actually doing with your time? Because I think you did this for sure, and I did this when I was at Nuffield, is I had shifts that I worked. So I was out at work then. Great time to meet people, chat to people, and start to build client base. But that was only 3 shifts a week. Mm-hmm. So I have like loads of free time still. Well, if I want clients, guess where I'm going to be? Mm-hmm. I'm going to be at the gym for free.
Yeah.
I'm not earning anything.
Yeah. And
I want a client on a Saturday morning. Another complaint comes. I can only get this person, but they only want to do this day. It's like, that's cool. That's when I'm on shift. It's like, yes, because you're only talking to people when you're on shift.
I know. So they come to the gym when you're on shift.
You're on shift.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, if you want a client on a Saturday morning, guess where you've got to be on a Saturday morning?
Yeah, to go find the people that are at the gym on Saturday morning and see who needs help.
Yeah, and so this comes down to the work ethic, doesn't it? Of, be organised so that you've still got a life, and that's not going to totally ruin your life just to being this crazy busy personal trainer.
Yes, take heed from me. You can and will destroy your life.
You can and will destroy your life. Don't be over busy. I've got 2 children and a wife and a social life, and I worked at Nuffield Health, and I was a full-time personal trainer. I only did 4 hours on shift. The rest of the time was delivering personal training sessions. Mm-hmm. So you can do it. You just need to be well organised.
Yeah.
So characteristics that come into exactly to the things that you've said to do practically are just as important, which is, if you get these characteristics in line, you'll start to take some of these practical steps, like getting yourself on courses, like doing nutrition and so on. Often people aren't willing to change their personality or their sort of characteristics to actually line up to the job they want to do there.
Interesting. So let's see if we can then to give 3 top maybe characteristics or maybe requirements or maybe, I don't know what the exact word would be. What do you think your top 3 things that are required or needed to be successful?
To be successful.
Maybe you've just mentioned them, maybe it's just a summary.
To summary, I guess, you've got, so for instance, if you're new in the industry, let's take it for those people who's like their first job coming.
Most people are new.
Yeah. So it's that desire to learn.
Desire to learn's one.
Desire to learn, number 1.
Yeah.
And that covers a broad spectrum of stuff, doesn't it?
In personal training, yeah, anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, nutrition, health, fitness, wellness, psychology.
Exactly.
More.
Exactly. And all those are important to be a good PT.
Yeah, and more. I've only done half of them there.
Yeah, there's tons more.
Way more.
Yeah. Once that's there, it's experience.
Experience.
That nothing can beat it. You just can't. Unfortunately, you're not going to be a very good PT unless you've got a couple of years under your belt.
It's true. There's some things you just can't learn from books.
Nope.
Like you said about watching people move and understanding not only that it's going wrong in the first place, but why is it going wrong and what do they need to switch to fix it, and what actual protocols do we then put in place to fix that? Yeah. There's levels to it. Coaching cues and stuff like that. It takes a while. The people skills, actually being able to run a smooth session with people without it being boring or robotic. You know, and the chatting to people in between. Yeah, exactly. And if you're only seeing people 1 hour per week and you've got to talk to them about nutrition while we're doing the exercise, how we're blending these things. Yeah, I completely agree.
And then it's being organised. So you've got a willingness to learn, and that obviously covers that broad spectrum of stuff. You've got good organisation. But then also, like alongside good organisation is like, have a bit of a plan. Like, what do you want to do in the future? Yeah. You know, and start to push doors. Because when you start pushing doors and looking into different things, you will discover what you're passionate about. And so we're in different lanes, as it were. We're both passionate about nutrition. We're both passionate about exercise. We have a desire, a love for it all. But we've really honed in on certain things. And that came by testing the waters. And so I'd say, test the waters. Some people freaking love delivering exercise classes. Like, they just thrive off it. Yep. And for them, it might be, you need to be like almost like a full-time fitness instructor, where you're getting in front of the crowd and you're doing your class delivery. And
might be the boot camp queen.
Yeah, I know people like that. And
I do.
That's their full-time job.
Yeah, they buzz off it.
And they freaking love it.
For me, that's not for me.
Not for me also. But this is the thing, is that you don't know until you try.
Yes.
So it's having that, again, it comes down to being teachable and being malleable and humble. Try stuff that you thought you might not like, just to see.
I think it's an important business principle for people, I don't know about other industries, but in our industry for sure, to stick with the general area of health and fitness. But like you said, you can move through different sections of it. Some people get too stuck, or they think it's too more one lane than it actually is. Because if you've spent all this time building these skills in this area, stick with your area and compound on your different skills in different areas, like your exercise, like your nutrition, like your massage, and a bit of business, then a bit of counselling, a bit of coaching, bit of this, bit of that, and just build yourself as a health and fitness professional, adding on tools to your tool belt steadily, moving through areas. But rather than switching area completely and, I don't know, becoming a marine biologist. So, you've got to start again. Got to start again from the bottom. Better, like you said, adapt. Yeah. Isn't it? Find what do you have the best results with clients in what area? Yeah. What do they get the most effect out of, and what do you get the most fulfillment out of? That's probably the area to start steering towards, isn't it? Yeah. And you'll naturally people will gravitate towards you depending on what you do and what you're good at. Like you're saying, you ended up doing PT sessions in the gym, but actually it's really more a discussion about nutrition, and you're doing a little bit of work, and it's like, and it starts to click, like, that's what I want to do. I just want to do this part. Yeah. And you go after it. And for you, it's not necessarily just happened overnight either. No. But you've worked tirelessly doing video content, putting it online, building your client base, getting better at doing coaching for multiple people. And it's always an upskill. And because one of the questions I had in my mind coming into here was like, can I call myself an expert? Okay. And like, because I was thinking, because obviously one of the questions is, what does it take to be a good PT? Yeah. Or a capable PT? And I'm like, am I actually a good PT? Definitely. You know, where am I at with my, so, because even now, all these years of experience and results, because obviously proof's in the pudding, isn't it? With different clients and so on. Like, I would still say I'm not at expert level. I would say world-class level for you. Really? Yep. 100%, not even a question. And my reasoning would be, if we were going to argue about it, why I was going to tell you why you're great. Let's argue. Do you think I've brought you onto my podcast to ask you what it takes to be a good personal trainer if I don't think you're one? Don't be ridiculous. Yeah. I would say number one is you actually care about the client. And that literally, like I said, sorts 80% of it. If a client comes to you and they say, Tom, I'm really struggling in this area and I need help, I know you will do your damnedest to try and you'll think about the person's problem, which most personal trainers don't do. they're like, yeah, I can help you. I'll give you the same session as everybody else, regardless of what you're into or what works for you. You'd actually look at the person's problem, you'd think about it, and you'd try and come up with some sort of plan to get them moving forward from where they are to where they want to be. You'd get some portion through the plan and assess whether it's going well. And if it wasn't, you'd adjust it. Yes?
Yep.
I know, exactly. That's world-class level. That's the end of it to me. If you're actually thinking about the client, you're caring about the client, you're making the service tailored to the client, and all about them, all for helping them, all for their support, and doing your best to help them, that is as good as it gets.
Yep.
I mean, in terms of exercise, what do? You add some reps or you add some weight and you figure out which exercises work best for people and you try and get them to eat healthier. That's the basic shit. It's like, it's not about nerd knowledge. It's more about the actual, how are you as a coach?
Yep.
You're a guy that's in it for the right reasons, that's caring, that actually supports the people and cares about the people in the right way. That's all of it. To me, that is literally all of it. And I would trust you with my friends or family or clients because of that, because I know that you care and you're actually going to put effort into it in the right ways.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds basic, doesn't it? It sounds basic, but most people just don't do that.
They never get there, do they? And I think maybe then what I'm touching on is, and maybe another good one to add into the list is, don't compare yourself to other people. Because if you're trying to be that person or that person, it's good to have aspirations. And
I was going to say, because in some ways also do compare yourself to other people.
Yeah.
In some ways don't, but in some ways also do, because you've got to learn from other people.
So that was point number one, is be teachable and learn and be around good people.
So it's a balance between these things.
But comparison often limits what you think you're capable of. Because I want to be like that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, you can be like that guy.
But you can't be him.
But you can't be that guy
or yourself,
or replicate exactly what they're doing. Because we are all very different. And so, seeking, and I suppose that comes down to why I personally, I'm like, well, I still have all these knowledge gaps and things that I want to improve on and stuff.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, why don't you think you're an expert? What's going on?
Oh,
you've got low self-esteem, or what's happening?
Just got so much more to learn, which excites me. So
of course, but...
So I would say there's this whole thing of like, what is an actual expert, and it's hard because experts are always wrong as well anyway between them. Like there's this expert and this expert and they
True, they don't
agree.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess it's maybe just like, it comes down to the semantics of what we're actually saying here. But in terms of being a good PT, I suppose that's one of the driving factors for me, is like, but I can be better.
Yeah, of course.
I can still be even better.
Yeah, but it's like being a black belt in jiu-jitsu. It goes up to 9 tabs.
It does. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you can be...
I'm a black belt, but there's still some more to get.
I think I'm a brown belt in nutrition.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Literally, I don't...
All right, this is a good thing, actually. I like this analogy. We both like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I would say I'm probably around about a brown belt in training.
Good. See, I think that's humble.
All the stuff that I do.
We both know we're fucking good.
We're all right. Like, so
there's still more. There's
if a
still
newbie comes in, we're going to
more.
smoke them, and they've got a lot to learn from us. But there are black belts out there.
To somebody who doesn't know anything about nutrition, I look like Jesus.
It's like, everything.
Yeah, this guy knows everything. Well, that's not true. Because if I talk to Martin McDonald, he can talk about things and I don't know what he's saying. I'm like, just... Because this is not a real thing, but I consider myself a practical nutritionist, whereas I think there's also theoretical nutritionists.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is not a real thing. And same with exercise as well. I think there's practical trainers and more like theoretical exercise professionals.
There's like sports scientists, aren't there, who
that's what I mean,
look at really
complicated enzyme pathways and
and
breakdowns and analysis and complicated, in-depth nerd knowledge, whereas I only really focus on anything that helps the client. If it's not practically applicable in real life for people, I don't really go towards it that much anymore, which is why I don't really learn much. I still do keep up to date with my nutrition knowledge, of course, but I don't focus on that too much. I focus more on the coaching aspect of it and the people side of it and the people skills side of it. Because I don't need to know more about nutrition to help people. I already know probably too much about actual nutrition stuff required to help people. It's actually getting the job done now.
Level, exactly.
It's getting the job done.
And that's where obviously your skill base was like this in nutrition, but then it did switch over to knowing more and more and more and more about psychology.
Yes.
And putting those things into practice, because that's definitely something that seems to have become more of an emphasis.
Yes.
Through a lot of your videos and things like that, which is amazing. So again, it's that thing of, oh cool, I've reached a knowledge base here that's going to serve me well for everyone who I'm going to come across
Yeah.
in nutrition.
Yeah.
It's not that you're going to come across someone and you need to know something extra now for nutrition.
Not very often.
I mean, very rare.
Very
And
rare.
if needed, you can find it out.
Yeah, that's why I still have ongoing mentorship.
Exactly,
I still pay Martin McDonald every month, sort of thing.
But then also, but what you've done is you've gone, oh, cool, so I'm here now, but then now it's time to get this skill going like this.
That's exactly it.
And so there's this layering process of
exactly
skill formation.
Because I'm taking that nutrition knowledge and now putting it into practical application with people, and I've got a habit change program. And what is habit change? It's habit change psychology.
Exactly.
So it's
And that's fascinating. It's going to be fascinating to watch that grow as well, because the way your program is designed and currently what you do, you can help all the people on your program very well with just you. But obviously, I think your business is going to grow and grow, and so that's going to have to be another learning curve.
yes,
Eventually, of how do I manage 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 members
Yeah.
and deliver them the same service.
Yeah.
And I find that sort of stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why we're brown belts, because actually we haven't hit the ceiling. And so, but working in a gym as a personal trainer, we both did hit the ceiling.
yes,
We had max hours,
Yes.
max effort,
Yes.
and there's nowhere else for us to go.
true.
And so we just said we need to break through that glass ceiling, as it were, and develop new things. So I guess that's another thing to say to young aspiring PTs out there, is that's why it's important to think about what you want. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? And some trainers are happy just hitting that ceiling in a gym and doing that. And that's awesome. And we know trainers like that. Both of us know trainers like that. And it's great to watch them just love their job and be really good at it and just have lots of clients, and that's it. And that's fine. And they don't necessarily want it to go any further than that. That's not necessarily where our heads go.
Yep, I completely agree. So, couple more questions if it's okay then.
Yeah.
This is maybe a tough one. Do you have any advice for a normal person or a potential client in picking a personal trainer?
Ooh, I like that.
That's difficult, isn't it? How does a normal person, if they're in a gym or looking around, how do you assess? Because we're talking shit about all the PTs.
We love you. We want the best for you.
So how is a lay person supposed to identify
Yeah.
a good versus not so good PT?
Yeah. I mean, that's the golden question for them, isn't it? I think nowadays you've got multiple ways about finding out stuff about people. So it depends how snoopy you are. So if they wanted to know something about you, say if they saw you training someone in the gym and they asked, what's that guy's name? That's Connor. So they might be able to get you on the Facebook.
Yep.
And now they're going to see, oh my goodness, like, look at all these videos. They can watch a few videos of you. Very quickly, they're going to find out about the fact that you are passionate about what you do and you know what you're doing. So it's easy to find about you. For just your personal trainers who are just based in gyms, there's quite a lot of like simple things you can do to see if they're a good trainer.
Okay.
What are they doing on the gym floor? Number one.
Okay, good.
So are they going around talking to people? Do they seem engaged with the people around them? Or do they look miserable and bored? Just they have to be there if they're on shift or whatever. So
okay, that's nice. That's a nice place to start.
do they make eye contact with you? Are they seem approachable? And then once you've seen that, and you might have seen them working with other clients as well, like in how they're treating their other
That's
clients.
good. Spy on them, I agree.
Spy on them. That's the non-contact assessment you can make in terms of just watching and see, actually, it looks like they really are into their clients, seem to be delivering a good session. Again, you might still not know because you can't exactly hear what they're saying to their client or whether it is good information.
Yeah, but if the trainer looks happy and the client looks happy,
You're halfway there. Well, more than halfway there.
yeah, because that's also not always common. Most of the time, if a personal trainer is with a client, they're facing the other direction or texting, or they've seen a girl walk past in leggings and got distracted.
Totally distracted or bored. This is the one that gets me the most. Is like they're genuinely bored being with the client. Yeah, just like they might even be looking in the direction of the client, but they're kind of glazed over.
And that makes it boring for the client.
It's boring for everyone. It's like it's just. If you're bored delivering a session, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Like either pass that client on to someone else
and
do something you're passionate about, or get out.
Take a break or something.
Do something. You've got either too busy or too tired or whatever it is. Something's not working. But yeah, I would say that. And then obviously, then you've got your first point of contact with them. So if they're a really good PT, they've probably noticed that you're snooping on them anyway, because we're aware. We're ninjas. We know what's happening around us. So we'll probably come and talk to you before you even come and talk to us. That's probably, hopefully, what would happen.
Okay.
But if that doesn't happen, then it's a case of just striking up a conversation. Then it will be really interesting to see how they take that forward. Which is like, do they just jump into like, oh, how many sessions do you want? Or I charge this much per hour.
I was just going to say, if they just go straight in, if they don't ask you what your goals are, or what you're looking to get help with, or what you prefer, and if they just say straight, it's just 30 quid an hour.
It's 30 quid an hour. I do packs of 10. It's like, I'll go and have a chat with someone else.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I've seen that though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
And so
that's funny.
I would hope you would be invited to have a little sit down and a consultation.
Yeah. Yeah, if they don't talk to you about it first, come on.
No.
We're playing games.
At leisure, we can just talk about things. And then see if you like them. Because they actually might just be a really good personal trainer, but you just don't like them. And that's fine. Because you need
personalities.
You need to get along with your PT to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And so I know really good personal trainers that don't train certain clients, not because they're a bad personal trainer, but just because there's just not a connection there.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's fine.
Those were great tips.
Thanks.
I think that was really useful. That is really good. So watch the trainer, see if they're engaged, see if they're paying attention to the client. So they look happy. Does the client look happy? I would say go and ask the client as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Go just after the session finishes, go up to the client and say, excuse me, I've been thinking about a personal trainer. What's yours like?
Yeah.
And if they go, oh my God, amazing. They're really supportive, really nice all the time. Then good. That flipping sorts most of it. Then ask questions, see what they're thinking about, see if they're thinking, are they asking questions about your goals? Are they thinking about you? Because if you hire me as your personal trainer, I work for you now. That's how it goes. And I think a lot of personal trainers think about it the other way around.
Yeah, they do.
They're thinking, I've got a client. No, you've hired a trainer. I work for you. You're the boss. I am there to support you and do what you want in the ways that you want it done. So I need to be finding out from you which way we're going to do things and how we're going to go about it.
And as a PT, you've got a product that you're selling.
Yeah.
And you should know your product really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Yeah.
And so when you're explaining it to somebody, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And they want it. They're going to want it. Because often, that's why the consultation is so important, isn't it? Is that you're primarily listening to the person.
Yes.
But then also they're going to have questions for you.
Yeah.
And you need to be prepared to answer those questions really well.
I'd love to teach personal trainers how to do consultations better. I can give a right rant about how to do better
Oh yeah, me too.
Consultations.
Because for me, that the big struggle for me used to be engaging with people, cold contact.
Okay.
When I'm in a room with someone, this is it. This is it. That door closes, we're going to be working together. Okay. That's how the confidence I had in my consultations.
Okay.
In that's where I felt most at home.
Okay.
With in terms of engaging with people, but that's not everyone. Some people are just wizards at gym floor. Like they could be speaking to, they can end up with a crowd almost having a conversation.
Yeah.
Because they're just really good at that. Yeah. And suddenly off the back of that, people are like, oh, well, let me find out about your personal training and so on. So you work to your own sort of personality and skill set in that as well. Yeah,
I did it in a very soft way, essentially, where throughout my entire personal training career, I never asked a single person ever if they wanted personal training. I never went up to a single person and said, hey, have you thought about personal training? Or, hey, do you even want to talk about personal training? Every single person approached me and said, hey, I've been thinking about personal training and I want to talk about it every single time. Yeah. So I just went around the gym floor talking to everybody. And like you said, some people feel a little bit awkward about that for different reasons. To me, this makes no sense. To me, it's like if I work in the gym and you're a member, it's the same as if I work at H&M and you're looking at clothes. If we were in H&M and a shop assistant came up to us and said, excuse me, can I help you with anything? Would you think that's weird? You'd think that's perfectly normal. Yeah. You'd either say, yeah, actually, I'm looking for this specific thing. Or you'd say, no, I'm all right, thanks. Yeah. That's the end of the story. So that's exactly what I did in the gym. I just went up to people and said, hello, can I help you with anything? And they'd either say, yeah, actually, I'm struggling to do this exercise. Or, yeah, actually, I'm trying to lose weight, and it's not working. Then I'd help them. Yeah. Or they'd say, no, I'm all right, thanks. And I'd say, all right, cool. I'm just walking around. If you want help, come find me. And then that's it. Give them the thumbs up and walk off. It's fine. So many personal trainers are like, oh, I can't approach people. I'm like, you work there. Just go up to people and just say, hey, welcome back to the gym. Are you okay today? That's it. Can I do anything for you? They'll say yes or they'll say no. That's it. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, it's like being at a restaurant. If a waiter, not even your waiter or waitress, a different one, walks past and says, hey, do you need anything? Are you okay? You'd say, I'm good, thanks. Or actually, can I have the salt? That's all it'd be. And you wouldn't be annoyed, would you? You wouldn't think, oh, this person's bugging me. It's the same in the gym.
Yeah.
Especially in a gym like yours, where it's a family community atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
You want your trainers going around, just asking people if they're all right. Is there anything I can do with you?
Well, we have to have a doorbell on the reception because our person who's working in the gym, because it's normally one person that looks after everything.
Yeah.
They're just on the gym floor talking to people.
Yeah.
And so if people want to buy something, they have to press the doorbell.
Yeah.
To get their attention.
But in your new gym, when you get set up with personal trainers working there, etc., hopefully they do what we did and just be on the gym floor, just helping people.
That's the goal. And,
That's the goal.
And even like making that the priority for our staff. Because often it goes the other way, doesn't it? It's like, we've got tons of cleaning that we need you to do. And it's like, well, which can be helpful, but it's part and parcel of the job sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it's like at different gyms, but at the gym group, it was never that bad with the cleaning. I know it's not that bad at Pure Gym. I know people who work at Pure Gym. It's not that bad.
Just get a bit done.
It's just in those situations, you give your time to the gym to do what they need you to do in return for you being able to run your business without any hassle. And it's a fair deal.
Yeah.
It's a fair deal. I've got one last question for you. Is that okay then?
Yes.
This is a slightly different question. If you had one piece of advice for people in general, personal trainers or normal people, doesn't matter, anybody, on their health and fitness or health and happiness, what would you say? You've just got it's just a one bang. That's all.
One bang.
You've just got one. You've got a singular opportunity to speak to people about their health and happiness or fitness. What would you say?
Just start.
That's nice. That's nice. Mine would be something similar to, I was thinking I would say something like, never give in.
Yeah.
Or just never quit, something like that. Yours is good though. I like what you're going for. Just start on it.
Just start.
Today.
Like, just do something.
Yeah.
And
Go for a walk,
it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Healthy.
It does just start.
I always teach people not all or nothing, always something.
Like it.
Stop the all or nothing.
Yeah.
If you do all or nothing, you get nothing.
Yeah.
Because who do you know ever that got all? Name one person that got everything they wanted in life. It's no one. So if you're choosing all or nothing, you're resigning yourself to nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just going to get stuck. But yeah, just start. I mean, I used to say to a lot of people, like, just get yourself through the door. Because again, just that motivation to be in the gym. Obviously, that's more gym specific rather than general. But like, just get through the door, and then once you're through the door, guess what? We'll see how you feel.
Yeah.
When we see how you feel, you might end up having an amazing workout, or you might end up just chilling and doing something a little bit less intense.
Might even come in and just talk to you about the gym membership.
Come and have a chat.
Just talk to Tom about what it's like to be in the gym. Have a little look around.
Just start.
See how you feel.
Yeah. Just get going. You know, and well, we talk about this a lot. Then that's how you develop habits, isn't it? It's about little bits at a time, and then you add something else in, and then before you know it, you're in a new groove. So just start.
Fantastic, Tom. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming down.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to ladies and gentlemen. We'll speak to you and we'll see you again soon.